Hello and welcome everyone to the interview series Be the Woman Men Adore. I'm your host, Sharza Chokras, a certified love and relationship coach, and today I have the honor to interview a very special and an amazing coach who I admire, Leigha Lake. Leigha works with women entrepreneurs in helping them understand the energy exchange between the empowered versus wounded masculine and feminine energy so they can attract love, money, and clients, anything they believe they need to go out and get. Leigha, thank you so much for being on this interview with me. You hold a very special place in my heart and in my life because when I was struggling in my own life and I indeed had attracted this wounded man and he broke up with me, your insights, your book, your programs helped me tremendously to be on the path that I am today, from attracting the love of my life to marrying him and now helping thousands of women do the same. So thank you so much. I don't say it loosely when I say it's a true honor to have you here with us.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. I feel so honored, and I have just loved watching you, and I'm honored to be being interviewed by you. So this is so great.
Awesome, awesome. So Leigha, I'm a firm believer that when it comes to attracting high quality men and high achieving men, there are certain secrets that these irresistible women have. It wasn't until I started to apply these, secrets that I went from attracting a series of very low effort men to attracting my seriously amazing, high achieving masculine energy men. So Leigha, you being the queen of the irresistible feminine energy, could you share with our audience, what are these secrets? Let's spill the beans.
Okay, yes, our favorite thing to talk about. So what I teach women right off the bat is they're the lighthouse. And the job of a lighthouse is to shine her light. That's it. Like, all she has to do is shine her light. And what that means is she is most effective when she trusts that her light is enough, and that she doesn't need to grow arms and legs and run up and down the shoreline trying to call in all the boats, get their attention, make sure all of them see her, and use all of her energy to do what she actually is naturally meant to do, which is shine her light. So that is the foundation of these secrets.
I love that. I love that because I used to be the exact opposite of that, and same with my clients. It's like they want to say, look at my light, see my light, hey, here I am. Like, this is all the great things I can do for you. I can cook for you. I can just be such a great companion, and I can be sexy. So it's just like trying to really hard to catch their attention, as opposed to just like staying back like a lighthouse. I love that. You just shine it and you let the boats come to you.
That's how it's supposed to work. That's how it does work. So then when a woman realizes, oh, okay, so my job is to shine my light, then the work is what dims my light and what allows my light to shine brighter. So yeah, so then the very first feminine energy secret is that allows her light to shine brighter is her trusting that she can have what she wants. That takes her light like so bright. So what happens is when a woman doesn't believe she can have what she wants, then she gets pulled into that wanting to run up and down the shoreline and make sure that she's seen, rather than I can have what I want. And then because we draw in the people and opportunities energetically first, like, this is the place to start, with her believing she can have what she wants. Like, that is hands down. If she doesn't believe that, that is where the inner work starts.
100% agree. I couldn't agree more that it's that inner belief that I can actually have what I want. We have to strengthen that belief that I don't have to go out there and get these proofs that, I really can. Let me at first see that I can get validations from all these men that I can, and then I believe that I can, instead having the belief regardless of, whether there is a man or not, then believing that you can, and then that, like you said, we attract that to us. And that's where the inner work begins.
Yes, yes, yes. And then that also, when a woman believes she can have what she wants, then that creates that safe pull for a man to come into the harbor, right? For a man to come in, because she's not going to be attached to one specific boat.
It's true. So true.
So the next secret is feeling happy in her life with or without a man.
That's such an important one. Not, so you're saying not first have the man and be happy, first be happy and then he'll show up?
Right. So we see this, because it's such a strong desire in a woman to have that relationship, can be so difficult to really come to peace with, well, he might not show up, but that is the work.
Yeah, how many times have we heard when she's not looking, he appears? When I was doing the work, I always share that I worked with my husband for 6 years before I went out with him, and he didn't exist in my life because my vibe was so low and my self-esteem was so low. So he never actually noticed me until 5 months after, where I was really, really working on myself, and it's like, hey, will you go out with me? So that's the truth. He could be right there in front of us, but he will see the light when you actually shine it, because I look the same, I did the same things, like, if you looked at it, but the only thing that shifted was my energy and my self-worth and my willingness to shine my light. So he came and showed his interest to me. So yeah, and I was truly happy in that state. I was really working on my own happiness, creating my own happiness, and so then he showed up. So beautiful. I love that. I love that.
And I love that you shared that, because that is such a perfect example of how it happens. Most of my clients actually meet their man he's like already in their life in some way. Yeah. Right? Yes. So everything that we're talking about is just allowing a woman's light to shine brighter, because when a woman's light is dim with the beliefs that I can't have what I want, I'm not going to be happy until he shows up, I have to work really hard, like all of that, you could just feel your light dimming. But then we attract those men who are emotionally unavailable, have commitment issues, are narcissistic. Like, so it is like an equal, and I don't want to say it's an equal match, but when a woman doesn't believe those things, that's why she draws to her that energy. And yes, yeah. So the next secret that allows a woman's light to get brighter is, and what men adore energetically that they don't even know, is her willingness to walk away if it's not what she desires, if a man's not capable.
I love that. Could you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Yeah, so it's so easy for us to get drawn in to the idea of a man, the idea of a certain relationship, especially in the beginning, which is why the first 3 months don't mean anything, right? Like, I don't care what a man says or does, it does not mean anything. and it's so important for her to know that the relationship should feel good 90% of the time when she's with him and when she's not with him, especially in the beginning, right? So even though it's feeling amazing and everything she wants, only time will tell if his actions and words match up.
So true. So true. That is, I've always believed in that too. That if he says he wants to marry you the second day, please don't believe him, because that kind of scares me too. Like, how did he made up without even knowing you? He's made up his mind anyways. But just a smile and nod and let the time tell, the consistency tell. And I love that you said that we are supposed to feel good with and without him. And this is, at least 90% of the times. And that is so crucial, because when we settle, we're like, oh, well, he does call me and he's so sweet when he does. And then he goes away for 3 weeks and I hear nothing from him. And then he reappears. So you're like, your energy is fluctuating up and down and you're more upset than happy. Why are you even staying in that situation?
Yes, yes, yes. So energetically, before that man shows up, if a woman is willing to walk away, if it doesn't feel good, then she will draw in that man who wouldn't even treat her that way.
So true. So true. I love that. The willingness to walk away. And you said that men love that. Can you tell us, why is it that men actually like that about a woman?
Okay. Yes. So even if the roles were flipped, like, we love a masculine energy man who that knows what he wants and isn't willing to settle in a relationship that doesn't feel good, and really has those firm boundaries. Like, we are so attracted to that. And so it's the same the other way around. When a woman values herself and knows that she deserves the relationship she wants, that a man can feel that, and he doesn't know like what he feels, but he's like, that woman has something different.
So true. It's like, men will try to push you just to see whether or not you have what it takes, boundaries to say no, and this doesn't feel good. Because let's face it, a man who is looking for, and his forever woman, he wants to know whether she's strong enough that, not just by him, when life throws things at her at work or whatever, is she able to say no thank you, or walk away from a situation, or she's going to be a complete pushover and have no self-esteem and no boundaries, and let the life roll over her. That's not a partner that he wants to pick for the rest of his life. So yeah, he's going to, it might not even be a conscious thing, in my opinion. It could be unconscious, but he's going to try to see how far he can push you. And are you going to just say yes, yes, yes to the things that don't feel good to you?
Right. Yes. Yes. He wants a partner who can go through life with him, and it feels like, and it's nourishing to both partners, and he can feel it, and we can feel it when we learn to trust ourselves. So that is another feminine energy secret, is trusting yourself more than anyone else.
Love that. Yes, the trust factor. That, when women say that I can't trust men, I always ask them, well, do you trust yourself that you can detect the men that you can trust or not? And it always comes down to that, right? So how can a woman start to really trust herself, Leigha?
Yes, I love everything we're talking about. So our feelings are the gateway to magic, right? Like, their feelings tell us everything. And if a woman can really like notice when she feels bad, and so sometimes, most of the time, a woman will feel bad and she will start to talk herself out of it. Like, no, you're just being like, that's not really how it is. You're being too sensitive or something like that. But this is how I know. There's two things here: how to know if it's your intuition, how to know if it's a trigger. So to start noticing if it's a trigger, usually you'll feel compelled to take action. You'll want to talk to him. You'll want to talk to your girlfriends. You'll want to get some validation for how you're feeling. That's a trigger. Your intuition is usually like, I hope it's not true. It's a calmer energy. Like, I hope, and it's usually within the frame of, like, does he like me or not? Right? Like, is he interested or not? The trigger, like, if he's not calling, it'll feel like there's all this energy around it, and then you don't want to do anything. And if there's this calmer yet like I don't want it to be true feeling, then that is actually a sign for her to express how she feels.
I just had an aha moment myself. It's so true. So trigger, which is not intuition, basically it's fear coming back from the past, whatever happened to you in the past. You're like, oh, I gotta do something, I gotta go and check his Facebook, see if he was online, or did he like anyone else's picture on Instagram, or like all the craziness comes up. As opposed to intuition, it's like a calmer, you said it perfectly well, I hope it's not true. But it doesn't have that emotional charge, right? It's not that, it doesn't urge you to want to take action and do something, or otherwise you're gonna die if you don't do something about it, right?
Oh, Phil, yes, you're gonna die if you do not get answers right now.
I love that. That is such a good indication. Ladies, I hope you're taking note. This is brilliant. Amazing. Wow. That's really, really cool. So are there any other things, when it comes to, you mentioned, I wanted to quickly go over that, things that dim her light. What are the things that usually dim a woman's light, Leigha? And she needs to bring awareness to it so she doesn't let it happen when it's, when the proof is in there. So let's say that she's like, okay, I'm going to attract the man of my dreams. He's coming. And then she's been doing it for like a month or so and she sees no evidence. How can she keep the faith going?
I love that. So the light dimmer is when, like, well, this isn't going to happen for me. This can happen for other women, but not for me. It's too hard. There's no good men out there, right? Like, we've heard these things so often. And like, so that is really the wounded feminine coming in and feeling like it's hopeless.
Mm-hmm.
And so if she's more in the wounded feminine, then we would teach her how to rebalance that energy with her own empowered masculine so she can attract that empowered masculine into her life. But the first step is actually empowering the feminine, which is belief, trust, and self-validation.
Ooh, I love that. Self-validation. How do we do that, Leigha? How do we self-validate?
This is the inner work. This is when we catch ourselves triggered or like believing those thoughts that make us feel bad, that it's like, no, like, I'm actually not going to believe that anymore. It takes a tremendous amount of self-awareness. Like, that is when women think of feminine energy as being passive, that is anything but passive. This is where the lighthouse is doing the work, but to shine as bright as it can. So that self-validation is like, first of all, I'm going to be happy no matter what. And I don't have to be happy every single day and every single minute, but the overall essence of my life is I'm going to create a life that's full of joy, whether this man shows up or not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So right. The man is not the only reason in her life that she would have joy. She would have multiple. And if she has that man, it would be even more amazing, but it's amazing enough already now.
Yes. And the thing is like, we wouldn't want a man who couldn't be happy without us. Like, we would be so turned off. We'd be like, ew.
So needy. I don't want to be the center of your world. I want you to, one of the things that really, really attracted me to my husband in momentarily, like a vulnerability, he was like, I want to add joy into your life, but if something was ever to happen to me, and it made me really sad when he said, I want to know that you're going to be okay. Right. And so this was before we got married. It's like, I want to make sure that you can keep going, especially when we have children. I need to know that you're going to be okay. And that is truly, ladies, like Leah said, it is so important that, of course we want our partners, of course we want amazing relationship and men and our husbands, but we got to remember that they want as feminine. Feminine energy is a strong. Some people associate femininity with weakness, but it's the exact opposite. They want partners that, they want to bring more joy into our lives, but they want to know that we have joy, we have what it takes, that if someday for whatever reason they leave the picture, we're not going to fall apart and just to stop living altogether.
Yes, yes. I love that. Thank you for sharing that, because that just shows what kind of man he is and what kind of relationship that you guys have together.
Thank you.
I just love that.
Thank you so much. Well, Leah, thank you for these amazing, amazing insights that you've given. There's so many great things. I got to go back and rewatch. And because like these things, ladies, you can apply right away. You can go do the lighthouse tool, shine your light, and do everything that Leah said. And you will just start attracting instead of just chasing and going to get. And which Leah has a gift for us. She has a quiz that you can take. It's called the Irresistible. Are you irresistible to men and money? What are we gonna expect from taking this quiz, Leah?
So they will start to get an idea of like, do they understand masculine energy? And if they do, like it'll show them where they are, like how close are they? What do they need if whether they're closer or maybe they're not so close. I'll show them what steps this woman needs to take and what steps this woman needs to take.
Oh, that's brilliant. That just like helps just to identify where I need help with instead of having to self-diagnose and, trying to figure it all out. So awesome. Ladies, go get that quiz if you are ready to be irresistible to the men and money. I love that. And it's in the same page that you're watching the interview. Go find out what you need to do. And I hope you have taken lots and lots of notes. Go share your takeaways in the Facebook group, because remember, when you actually write things out, you give yourself a better chance to take it all in and start living by these principles. I hope you all loved the interview as much as I did. Thank you again, Leah. And of course, lots of love and light to all of you. And we will see you next time.